So we have this figure, and this time I can see that we're working with an arc. This is a formula, and we omitted this actually from our learning, so it's very important you pay attention to this problem and that you write down this formula that will have to be memorized. S equals R times theta. S is the arc length. So we're looking right here at this slice of pizza called a sector, right here, if I could color this in. And so the arc length right here, and I'm just going to do that so you can see that this is the arc length that we're talking about for this sector. R is the radius, and so we can see the radius here is going to be 13. So I know R is going to be equal to 13, and it already tells me that the length of the arc is going to be 15 from P to Q. And so we can figure out what is this angle here by saying S, substituting 15, equals 13 substituting times R. Okay, so I know this interior angle is 15 over 13. Now what do I ultimately want to know? I ultimately want to know what is the distance from Q to the x-axis. This is what I want to know. So let's draw this triangle off to the side. I now know that the central angle is 15 over 13. I also know that from the center out to Q represents the radius of the circle, and the radius of the circle is 13. So I know this is 13, but what am I trying to find here? I'm trying to find this distance. I'm going to put a little question mark here. So when I look right now at this right triangle, I can see that I'm trying to find the opposite of the angle, and I know the hypotenuse. So which three major trig functions we're talking about? We're talking about sine. So sine of my angle equals opposite over, and I replace the question mark with x, opposite over hypotenuse. Now let's solve for or isolate this x. We're going to multiply both sides by 13. And this would be a question on the non-calculator part of your MCQ. And so once we've isolated what would be the unknown part, we can see we have 13 times the sine of 15 over 13. Correct answer is D.